what you know. You see, I came to Harmony to find out if I had a family connection here. Now, if you know my name, then there must be one.
I know everything about baby Chad Harris. I remember when he was born, and everyone took one look at him and said, "Make the kid move on to Los Angeles, California."
So, if I was born here, then I had family here, right?
Certainly.
Okay, well...
There'll be a lot of people that are very interested in knowing that Chad Harris is back in town.
That's great. I mean, can you take me to him? Can I talk to him?
Well, of course. But first, I gotta make a phone call. Outside. I can't take the chance of having certain people listening to us.
Gotcha. Now I want some answers.
Sheridan? No! Oh, Sheridan, I'm sorry. It's only me.
Oh, Ivy, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you up. Are you okay?
I don't know.
Why are you sleeping out here rather than in your bedroom?
I'm not sure. I must have nodded off.
You seemed fine last night.
I was. It was just a bad dream. I'll be all right.
Maybe one of your nightmares.
Yes.
I thought you were feeling better about that.
So did I.
Sheridan, Julia explained what happened when you were a little girl. There was no dead body in the house. There was no blood on your hands. It was just all a frightening nightmare.
And I heard what my brother told me. And I believed him. At least I thought I did.
What's made you start doubting him now?
I don't know. It just all seems too real to have been a dream.
So you still think that you might have killed someone?
Morning, Mama.
Luis.
You've been sitting here all night, haven't you?
I couldn't sleep.
You can't do this to yourself, Mama.
I will only rest when you drop this terrible idea of tracking your father down in New Mexico and having him arrested. Please tell me you've come to your senses, Luis.
What's going on, Miguel? Hank, you don't want to know.
Why did you change your mind last night and decided to stay here? I love waking up with you. What's the matter?
I didn't sleep very well.
Because you found me talking with Teresa.
Talking? Ethan, you had your arm around her.
You asked me to tell you the truth about Teresa last night.
Well, I thought you did.
Not entirely. You have good reason to feel threatened.
What a disaster area.
Hey, Whitney.
What in the world is going on here?
Ethan's going on. I have got to look totally to die for today.
You're helping him with some special project, Teresa. You're not getting married to him.
Okay, so today I'm only his assistant, but tomorrow I could be his bride-to-be. You never know, Whitney.
And what about Gwen? You do remember Gwen. The girl he's been going with forever. The girl he's going to propose to any day now.
I'm not worried about Gwen.
Just bought you a sweater, Ethan. It looks like you found another way to keep yourself warm.
She's running scared, Whitney. And you know why? Because she's losing Ethan to me, and she knows it.
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places, and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of a bird I knew could take me high as breathe in, breathe out. You gave me a life.
on. I'm sorry about that. I thought you were Orville.
Please, tell me I don't look like him.
Nah, of course not. Just wishful thinking.
That's a relief. You were out here all night?
Yeah. So what you doing there? Don't you got school?
I just came to check up on you. Orville never came back to his apartment?
Nah, no sign of it.
Well, I brought you some coffee and donuts in case you were still here.
Cool, thanks.
When's the last time you ate?
Don't worry about me. This will fix me up.
It must have been so uncomfortable out here.
Hey, you do what you gotta do, you know? Besides, I've had worse nights.
Then you're gonna stay out here.
All day and all night if I have to. Orville's gotta come home sometime, and I'm gonna be waiting for him right here when he does.
It's so weird how he disappeared. He went out to make a private phone call to someone, and then he, like, vanished into thin air. There's got to be some kind of explanation.
Yeah. The old guy ain't cooking with all burners. I mean, that's what's making me so nuts. Does he really know something about my past, or is he just senile? And all I got to go on is his crazy old man's hat.
You've got more than that, Chad?
Like what? According to what your sister dug up on the computer, there's no record of my birth anywhere in L.A. where I thought I was born.
Because you were born right here in Harmony. That's what Orville said.
Well, then why can't I find anything that connects me to this town? I feel like I'm on some fool's mission going nowhere fast.
I can't imagine how it feels not knowing who your family is or where you come from.
It's no big thing. It's just another one of Fate's little jokes on Chad Harris, that's all.
Maybe Orville can tell you who your relatives are. Even if they're not here in Harmony now. Someone might know them.
Wouldn't it be something? To finally know where I came from.
You have good reason to feel threatened, Gwen. I've been distant. I've been thinking about someone else.
Teresa?
No, darling, not Teresa.
Well, then who, Ethan?
Sheridan. She's had a really rough time ever since she got home from Paris. Has she talked to you about her nightmares?
I knew she was having them, but I never knew what they were about.
Guess it really doesn't matter now that they're over with.
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
That's what I've been wanting to tell you. And Sheridan's feeling better about her past. She's ready to move on with her life. And I'm ready to move on with mine. The one I've been planning with you.
How do you really mean that?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, you never did answer me, Sheridan. Do you really believe you killed someone when you were a little girl?
I don't know what to believe anymore, Ivy. I mean, Julian insists that no one ever died, that it was just all in my head, some hysterical fantasy that I conjured up as a child, when he was so convincing. But isn't he always when he wants to get his way?
Yes, well, I certainly felt that way when he was talking last night about Pilar's husband, Martin.
Exactly. The two old and pleasant incidents rear their ugly heads, and all of a sudden, Julian has an answer for both.
Well, that is odd.
I mean, think of it, Ivy. After all these years of Pilar working for our family, none of us, not you, me, or Pilar, ever knew the truth of what happened to Martin.
Or so Julian claims.
And didn't he seem to get a little too uptight last night when we were questioning him about it?
Uptight? He actually forbade us to pursue it any further.
None of this rings true. I mean, if Martin had embezzled money from the Crane Industries, Father would have never forgiven him.
That is true. Alistair doesn't forgive the smallest slight. More likely, he would have hung the person from the town square.
Exactly. So why did Julian feel it necessary to come up with such a pathetic story? I mean, what does he care what happened to Pilar's husband?
I don't know. I can still remember the day that Pilar told me that Martin disappeared. She came to work as usual, pretending nothing was wrong. And then I caught her crying in the pantry. Her heart was absolutely breaking.
Poor Pilar.
I asked her what was wrong, and she didn't want to tell me, and I made her tell me. And then she admitted that Martin hadn't come home last night from work. And he always came home on time. He was a very dependable man. A real family man. She was certain something terrible had happened to him.
Why don't I remember any of this?
Well, I think you were already in France. In fact, I think that your father had sent you off that very morning.
Well, that's strange. The two things, one happening right after the other. My having nightmares and being sent off to Paris, and Martin Fitzgerald's disappearance.
Oh, well, it is a coincidence.
And then Julian warning me not to question about either incident. Oh my God, Ivy.
Listen to me, Mama.
Only if you're going to tell me that you've changed your mind.
I've heard Julian Crane's voice going through my head all night.
I don't care what he said.
He said Papa committed a crime, had stolen money. Now, I'm a policeman. Catching criminals and bringing them to justice is what I do.
Your father is not a criminal. I don't know why Mr. Crane said the things he did.
Well, that's my point. Why else would he have said them?
I don't know. Perhaps he's mixed up or he misunderstood what Mr. Allister said.
That doesn't make any sense, and you know it.
Reese, what makes no sense is the idea of your father taking anything that wasn't his. How many times do I have to tell you your father was an honest man? I would trust him with my life. You had a wonderful marriage.
He walked out on you. Wonderful. What kind of wonderful marriage is that?
Luis, that's enough.
I don't want to upset you, Mama.
Then stop this talk right now. My marriage to your father was wonderful. I cherish each and every day I had with him. He gave me great joy, and he gave me the most precious gift of all. My beautiful children, all conceived in love. That, Luis, that is what has sustained me all these years without him. And I will not listen to you try to take away the one thing I have left.
Look, even if you're right, and Papa didn't take a dime from Crane Industries, the APB that we put out on him tells us that he's alive and living in New Mexico right now. You know, that means that all these years that he's been away, that he didn't even get in touch with us. That he didn't even have the decency to so much as write you a postcard to tell you not to worry. He deserted you, Mama. He left you to raise all of us kids alone. You had to work your fingers to the bone because he copped out and ran away. Now, for that reason alone, he deserves to pay. Now, I have no choice here.
The hell you don't! All right, I don't care what he's done. You can't arrest our own father.
There's got to be something special about your past, Chad. Some kind of mystery connected to it. Some big secret.
Simone, please don't start going down that X-Files road again.
Now, I know you all laughed at me yesterday, but think about it. Orville wouldn't tell you anything about your life until he made a private phone call to someone.
So?
So, obviously, he didn't want anyone to hear who he was calling or what he was going to say. That's bizarre itself.
Well, if you say so, but...
The way I figure it, the person Orville called told Orville to back off, not to say another word to you. But Orville argued, said you had a right to know about your own family.
Then what?
And then the person Orville talked to freaked and had him kidnapped.
Right. All in a space of 10 minutes?
Why not? It happened so fast, Orville didn't even have time to grab his hat.
So where's the old dude now?
Locked in a motel or tied in a cave, any place where he can't get free. That's what happened. That's why he didn't come home last night. He's in a cave.
Sorry, Simone, I'm still not buying it.
All right. Then what do you think happened?
Beats me. I'd give up on the nut job right now if he hadn't known about me in L.A. But I can't drop the one lead I've got, even if it is a long shot.
Have you called Miguel? He wanted you to let him know what was going on.
I haven't had a chance.
There's a phone booth right there in the corner.
You go. I ain't budging until Orville comes home.
I don't like this any better than you do, Miguel.
Then how can you even think of having Papa arrested?
He's been accused of a felony. Now, cops don't get to play fast and loose with the law. There aren't two sets of rules, one's for a cop's family and one for everyone else's.
You don't even know if he's guilty, Luis.
Well, that's for the courts to decide.
And if the court decides he's innocent after you've had him arrested, how will you feel then, Luis? How will you feel when you've destroyed your father's life? Because I'm telling you, nothing could destroy Martin more than this betrayal by his own son. All these years, his family has been held together not by money, not by material things, but by faith and trust and love. You take away those things, Luis, and you've destroyed our whole family.
I'll get it. Maybe by the time I come back, my brother will have come to his senses.
You act like Papa never deserted this family.
Look, just hold on a second, Luis, okay? From what I'm hearing, you're still not 100% sure that this guy in New Mexico is your father.
Well, then who else will be using his social security number? I mean, even Mama herself said that Papa talked about living in New Mexico someday.
I don't have an answer for you.
Because there isn't one. No matter how you look at it, all the damn pieces fit together. You think I like the idea of having my father rounded up and arrested? I've never hated anything more in my life. I just don't see any other way.
What are you thinking, Sheridan?
You remember my dream, don't you?
Yes.
I was in the main house in the living room. There was a body under a sheet, and I was standing beside it with my hands covered in blood.
That was only a dream, Sheridan.
What if it wasn't a dream? What if that body is Martin Fitzgerald?
What?
What if I killed Pilar's husband, Luis's father?
Sheridan, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of. First of all, we don't even know that Martin is dead. Secondly, why would you, a young girl at the time, kill Pilar's husband?
All I know is that the same night I thought I killed someone was the same night that Martin Fitzgerald disappeared.
Okay, it's a coincidence, I'll admit, but it means nothing.
Where's Ethan?
He was back at the house when I left.
I've got to go find him and ask him what he thinks.
Wait for me.
Now, do you believe I love you?
Yes. I never wanted to be jealous of Teresa, Ethan. It's just that every time I ran into you unexpectedly, she was there.
It's because she works for my mother. We were going to come into contact. And I'm telling you, there's nothing going on.
Well, maybe not for you, but there certainly is for Teresa.
Oh, come on, Gwen.
Ethan, she has the hots for you.
The only person she has the hots for is that guy she told us about, the guy she can't catch.
Well, maybe if she paid a little less attention to you, she would up her chances with this other guy, if he even exists at all.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that she's crazy about you.
You're the one who's crazy.
Can't say that I blame her. You are quite a catch.
You make me sound like a 10-pound striped bass.
No. But you're handsome and caring and decent. With a pretty good sense of humor.
Pretty good?
Mm-hmm. But of course, the most obvious reason Teresa's attracted to you is because your last name spells money.
You think Teresa likes me because of my money?
Come on, Ethan, get real. Teresa's mother is a housekeeper. She doesn't make a large salary. Money's important to a girl like that.
What about a girl like you, Miss Hotchkiss? Does my money count to you?
I would love you even if you were a pauper.
Even if I'm naive?
Ethan, do you really think she doesn't have a thing for you?
Teresa's got a lot of things going on in her life, but I'm not one of them.
I emptied my entire savings account for this outfit. What do you think?
It's awesome, but isn't it a little mature for you?
Well, that's the idea, Whitney. I want Ethan to look at me as a woman instead of a girl. How do you like this polish? It really makes a look, doesn't it?
It's okay.
Hey, guys.
Hey. You all right, Miguel?
I've been better.
I heard the phone ring. Who was it?
Simone.
My sister? What'd she call from school?
No, she was at a payphone on the street. I guess Orville didn't make it home last night, and Chad's not leaving till he does.
She can't do that.
Why not?
My mom will go crazy if she finds out Simone's hanging around with Chad Harris. I gotta go.
Call me later, Whitney.
How can you worry about nail polish when Mom and Luis are having it out in the kitchen over Papa?
McGill, I thought about what Julian Crane said all last night. But you know what I think?
Papa isn't guilty of anything.
I don't think so either, but that's not what Luis is saying.
Besides, what good does it do to dwell on the past? What's important is our family's future, which I'm going to take care of when I marry Ethan.
Dream on, Teresa. One of us better deal with reality.
This is real, Miguel. I love Ethan as much as Mama loves Papa. And today, Ethan's beginning to love me back.
Why are you in school?
Get your hands off me.
All right, fine. Then just tell me what you're doing here.
What does it look like she's doing here?
I am not talking to you.
How'd you even know I was here?
I was at Teresa's when you called Miguel.
Oh, great.
I need to talk to you. In private. What do you think you're doing?
Chad was waiting for Orville to come home, and I was waiting with him.
How did you even know that you could find him here?
Okay. I followed him here last night after you all left the book cafe.
You said you were staying behind to get a book. You lied?
So? You are not my mother. Oh, I get it. That's what this is all about. Now you're gonna run as fast as you can and tattle to Mom.
I'm not a snitch, and you know that. I'm worried about you.
Well, you need to get yourself alive.
And you need to take that biology test you were up all night last night studying for.
I can take a makeup.
Mrs. Jenkins does not give makeups, and you know that.
Well, I don't care. Sometimes you have to make choices. And Chad is way more important than some stupid test.
I don't believe I'm hearing this.
You know, finding Orville is a big deal to Chad. It's the one and only lead he's ever had about his past.
And why can't Chad write by himself?
Because he needs me, Whitney.
And you need to take that test. If you do not show up, Mrs. Jenkins will tell Dad. Have you forgotten that they're friends? And then she'll tell Mom, and she'll go crazy because she doesn't want you anywhere near Chad Harris. You know, you used to be smart. Use your brain.
I just hate leaving Chad alone. It could get weird when Orville shows up.
Well, what if I stay with him?
You?
Well, I don't have any classes until later. And if it'll get you to take that test, I'll stick around. And then your precious Chad won't be alone.
You'd do that?
Not for him, believe me. For you.
Okay. Chad, I'm going to take a test, but Whitney's going to stay here a while with you.
Hey, look, don't do me any favors, okay?
Oh, I wouldn't dream of it.
Be nice to him. He has been through a lot. I hope you can deal with my sister.
Don't worry. I think I can handle her.
And good luck with Orville.
Thanks.
Hank, you probably haven't had anything to eat.
No, that's okay.
No, it's not. I'll make a fresh pot of coffee.
Do you see what this is doing to your mother?
Why doesn't anybody get it? You know, I'm doing this for her, not to her.
Are you sure about that? You know, I've spent a lot of time on the road, okay? I've run into a lot of guys who were running from their lives. Guys who didn't give a damn about what happened to the family they left behind.
How does a man sleep at night blowing off all his responsibilities?
Well, most men couldn't. You know, but from your mother's description and from what I remember about him, neither could your father.
Well, then how do you explain what I've heard?
I don't know, I can't. You know, but maybe you're jumping to conclusions here. You know, what if your father took off to protect your family? You haven't picked up by the cops in New Mexico, and who knows what you're setting in motion.
Maybe Hank is right. If your father is alive, he must have left us to protect us in some way. How do I make you understand? Your father would have rather died than do anything to hurt this family. We were his reason for living. I remember the day you were born. The look of pride and love in your father's eyes. The first time he saw his beautiful son.
I don't want to hear it, Mama. It won't change the facts.
And that's another thing, okay? You've never trusted the Cranes as far as you can throw them, and suddenly Julian Crane's words carry more weight than your mom's? Sorry, Pilar, I don't have time for breakfast. Good luck with your son.
If anyone can help me figure this out, it's Ethan.
Yes, I suppose.
Luis told me that someone was using his father's social security number in New Mexico.
Well, then what are you worried about? He's alive. You couldn't have done anything to him.
Well, how do I know that this person is Martin Fitzgerald? What if it's someone just using his ID?
Why would they do that?
I don't know, Ivy. I finally thought that I was free of that night. I really thought that it was just reoccurring bad dreams. But if the body under that sheet is Pilar's husband, of all people.
Good morning, Mother. Sheridan?
Hello, darling. Gwen, it's good to see you here.
It's good to be here. Can we tell them more news, Ethan?
Be my guest.
Don't tell me you're finally going
Better cut to the chase, Gwen. I think Mother's jumped the gun.
Well, Ethan and I are going away for a couple of days.
We are going up to the cabin to spend some quality time together.
We could really use a little downtime to ourselves.
Lately, I've been focusing on everything but Gwen. It's time I paid attention to the woman I love.
And he promises to spoil me around the clock, and I intend to hold him to it.
Why are you leaving?
As soon as we pack. Oh, isn't it wonderful, Sheridan?
It's great. I'm so happy for both of you. You both deserve it.
Thank you. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
Me? I'm fine. I couldn't be better.
Well, I hope your dreams come true, Teresa.
They will. You'll see. And our whole family is going to live happily ever after.
Yeah, well, that would be cool. But right now, our family's on the verge of falling apart. Luis said he wants to track down Papa in New Mexico and have him arrested.
Arrested? He can't do that. Papa isn't a thief.
I don't think so either, but he won't listen. I mean, you know Luis. He takes being a cop so damn seriously. He said if Papa's really innocent, then he can prove it in a court of law.
Gosh, poor Mama.
I know, I've never seen her this upset.
I'll go talk to Luis.
Forget it, all right? Our big brother's not listening to anyone right now.
And it is more important than ever that I get Ethan to fall in love with me. He'd never let his family press charges against Pop if I were his wife.
Please, Teresa, our family's in enough trouble. All right, don't go getting your heart broken on top of it.
Am I making you nervous?
Of course not.
Oh, you don't look too happy.
Well, let's just say there's a lot of places I'd rather be than here.
Hey, well, ain't nobody's telling you to stick around. I can handle whatever's coming down.
I'm not leaving, but it's not because of you. I promised my sister I would stay, and I don't break my promises.
You saying I do?
I wouldn't know. I mean, I don't know anything about you except that every story you tell about yourself turns out to be a lie.
They weren't lies.
Oh, okay, you just can't prove any of them.
Let me tell you something about me, okay? One, I don't hold with bull from nobody, not even myself. Two, I don't ask jack from nobody, because I take care of myself. I always have. Whatever I got on my own.
And you must be very proud of everything you've achieved.
You know, forget it. There's no way you'd understand.
If that's
You've had everything you've had handed to you on a silver platter.
If that's what you think, fine, go ahead.
No. That's not what I think. It's what I know. Tell me something. What's it like? What's it like knowing that no matter what happens, you're always gonna have 3 meals a day, nice place to sleep, people to back you up? You know what it's like to work hard for something, work your tail off for something, and wind up with nothing?
Oh, right. You were cheated out of your rightful place in the music business.
You're damn straight I was.
Or is that just another story about yourself that just isn't true and you can't prove? When you decked your boss in L.A., was it because he did you wrong? Or was it because you just couldn't cut it?
You have to excuse me. I have a few things to do before I go.
I'll see you later, sweetheart. I better run too. I still have to pack. I can't tell you how happy it makes me to spend these few days away with Ethan.
Yes, well, maybe my son will finally pop the question this weekend.
Do you really think he's going to propose?
I hope so.
Not half as much as I do.
Well, good luck, Gwen.
Thank you. I'll call you as soon as I get back. Bye.
Sheridan, I thought you were going to talk to Ethan about your problem.
I couldn't, Ivy. Not after Ethan said he was going to take Gwen away because he'd been neglecting her. And the last thing they need to worry about is me.
Well, heaven knows, I am the first person that want Ethan and Gwen happily married. But I was hoping that you could finally put these dreadful nightmares of yours to rest.
Well, the key is Martin Fitzgerald. Do you really think that Julian is telling the truth about him?
I suppose we could ask him again.
No, I don't want him to think that I'm still suspicious. I just wish I knew if that really was Martin Fitzgerald living in New Mexico as Louise thinks. Oh my goodness. I'm due at the youth center. The last thing I need is for Louise to wonder why I'm late for work.
It's too late, Mama. I mean, look.
How can you have our own father arrested?
Maybe neither of you wants to know why Papa never so much as sent any of us a birthday card or a check to help Mama with the mortgage. But I want some answers.
Whatever your father did, he did because he loved us.
If that's good enough for Mama, it's good enough for me. You know, what's wrong with you? Long before you put on a police uniform, you were a member of this family. Where's your loyalty to us?
Nobody loves this family more than I do. Look, I just want to uncover the truth. I gotta get to the youth center.
What are you gonna do about Papa?
I don't know. But I'll tell you something right now. You know, if I let Papa off the hook just because he's our father, then I'll never wear my police uniform again.
All anyone has is your word that you've even worked in the music business in L.A.
What is it with you, Whitney? Huh? What you got against me?
Don't take it so personally, Chad. All I'm saying is that you just blew into town, didn't know a soul, and claimed to be trying to track down your family. Only no one's ever even heard of them around here.
Except Orville.
Except Orville, who seems to have disappeared.
I ain't talking about this with you no more. It's none of your business anyway.
No, that's wrong. Because it became my business when you got involved with my family.
Your family? All I did was buy a jacket from your sister. Is that what's bugging you? You want the damn jacket back? Here, take it.
Keep the jacket. It's not about that.
So then what is it, huh? What you mad at me for? You mad at me because my life ain't all sewn up neat and perfect like yours? Huh? It's scared that there are other people out there in the world ain't the same as you?
Take it easy. You don't have to get all mad.
I mean, do you have any idea what it'd be like to be a kid from the hood in L.A., leave home for a couple of days and come back and find your entire family gone? Huh? I mean, do you have any idea what it'd be like to hustle, scrape, and finally make a nice little place for yourself in the music business, and then boom, some fool comes along and snatches it away from you? But you ain't gonna let that get you down either, because one day you find out that you just might have a connection to this little town that you never heard of 3,000 miles away called Harmony. So you go there on a 1 in a million chance that maybe this time you just might catch a break. Maybe even find out who you are, where you came from. And all you hit are dead ends. So just when you think you're about to throw in the towel, some old guy pops up out of nowhere and says, oh, he knows something about you. But then he slips away from you too, just like every other thing in your life slips away from you. You tell me, what would you do if you were in my situation, Whitney? Would you walk away? Leave it alone? Is that what you'd be able to do?
I don't know. I guess I'd try to get someone to help me.
Well, that's not my style. Not so fast, old man.
Could the body under the sheet be Louise's father? Could I have killed him? The only way I'm going to find out is if I go to New Mexico, and if Martin Fitzgerald is there, then everything's fine. It'll all be okay. And if he's not, then I'm a killer.
Louise?
He's the last person that can find out what I'm doing. Louise, I need time to attend to a personal matter. Sheridan Crane. Yes, I need the number to the airport.
Does Guggenheim have 1 or 2 G's?
Actually, it has 3.
What's the matter? Is it my spelling?
Well, no. I didn't realize you were so beautiful.
Happiness come knocking. I sleep alone no more.
Teresa,
Hi.
what are you doing here?
Oh, you asked me to work with you today. Did you forget?
Oh, no. I knew there was something I was planning. I completely forgot about it. Well, we're gonna have to cancel. I'm going away for a few days.
But you can't.
Let me go! This time you're gonna give me some answers.
I don't have any answers. I don't even know you.
The hell you don't. Yesterday you said you knew who my people were. Now I want you to tell me. I said now!
Chad, no!
Yes, this is Sheridan Crane. I would like the Crane jet fueled and ready for takeoff right away. And could you please check the weather conditions between here and New Mexico? Thank you. Oh, I'd like to arrive there by this evening. Thank you. Bye-bye. Luis.
So you're going to New Mexico? This wouldn't have anything to do with my father now, would it?
But you can't go away.
Well, why on earth not?
Because you said we were going to work together on that project.
I know, but we're gonna have to postpone it.
Why are you so upset, Teresa?
Why is it so important for you to be with me?